We're live from Richmond, Virginia for another fantastic basketball game. This time it's West Virginia Gold and 1 of 1 Elite. That's Tyler Brewer, and I am Bridger Cruz saying we are so happy that you are here with us tonight. Thank you for letting us share your evening with us as we get ready for a basketball from Richmond, Virginia. It's another game in the Puma PRO16 stop. And it's going to be a special one today. These are two very good teams, Tyler, and they can do a lot of things very, very well. Starting off with 1 of 1, it's Josiah Sanders at 6'9" out of North Carolina. He has a vertical like no other. He's going to get some highlights. He can shoot the ball well. He can handle the ball well. He's a great offensive player, and everybody works around him. And then there's LJ Rush as well. 5'10", and I tell you what, Tyler, if he was 6'4", he'd be the best player in the country. He's fast, he moves laterally incredibly well, and he's a very, very smart basketball player. Now on the West Virginia Gold side of things, it's number 5, Eli Sancombe. He was the Gatorade Player of the Year for West Virginia, and then following him is TJ Crumble. Now Crumble sitting at number 4, he's 6'8", and can really do it all on the court, but he's a big man with a soft touch, and he's going to be getting the tip today for West Virginia Gold. They're the team, you guessed it, in the gold jerseys, and 1 of 1 Elite is in, we'll call them the Cosmos jerseys.
Good description there, Bridger.
1 of 1 being LaMelo Ball's Elite PRO16 team, and I tell you what, they have some very interesting jerseys. Are not afraid to switch things up, and that's Cameron Fowler with the basketball, tipping it away. Sancombe gets the strip. Up ahead to Crumble. Crumble will be fouled, and he fell kind of odd. Josiah Sanders got him for the fouls. A nice take foul from Sanders. I was expecting Crumble to go up, and he kind of just didn't. He kind of just fell. A bit of an odd fall for him, but he heads to the line for what could be the first points of the day.
TJ Crumble, a very sought-after player, holds multiple D1 offers, including some from Wisconsin, Ohio State, and Texas A&M, just to name a few here. But with all these college coaches in the gym, expect after this weekend for him to pick up even a couple more offers.
Yeah, he's ranked in the top 150 right now. A lot of guys after him. He's got a good body type and a good build, and he makes a lot of good decisions. He hits his second free throw. Makes it 1-0 West Virginia Gold. And that's LJ Rush with the basketball. He'll hand it off to Cameron Fowler. And Rush is a guy, he's got it again. He'll be fun to watch as he hits the three-pointer. He don't miss very often, and he doesn't really make a bad decision. He's going to make the right decision. He's going to hit his shots when he needs to, and he's going to continue to impress.
And all of that, too, is going to allow him to play so fast in this one and be the athlete that he is.
TJ Crumble got the ball picked away from him. LJ Rush tapped it out of bounds, and it ends up going out of bounds on West Virginia Gold.
What I love about West Virginia Gold, too, is the chemistry that there is between their star players. TJ Crumble and Eli Sancombe have a great connection. They know where each other are supposed to be at all times on the floor.
The step-back three-pointer for Josh Pratt rims out. Josiah Sanders pulls it down. Sancombe strips the basketball away. Sancombe gets it into Crumble. Another good pass, and West Virginia Gold is rolling early. Christian Sagba lays it in off a nice pass from Crumble. Now from the three-point line, putting it up is Isaiah Williams, and Williams hits the triple. This could be a very fast-paced, high-scoring basketball game. Both of these teams are content to make it a track meet.
Absolutely. 1 of 1 has some of the best athletes on the floor in Josiah Sanders and LJ Rush. But West Virginia Gold is going to be able to pass the ball well. They're going to be playing some elite-level basketball here, and that's going to allow them to move it up the floor at a very elite speed.
Isaiah Williams up to LJ Rush, and Rush lays it in. Nice move with the left hand. Now Crumble with the rock. Driving in with the right hand. Making a move, puts up the floater. Ball knocked around, it'll stay with West Virginia. Golden Crumble throws it down. Catches a wide open lane, and he's got a two-handed slam. So last touched by Cameron Fowler, and West Virginia Gold will take over. Sandcombe with the basketball, being guarded heavily by Fowler. And Josh Pratt can't hit the triple, but he pulls down the board, gets it again, and he's not going to miss twice. Sinks the jumper from the free throw line. Now Josiah Sanders with it. He'll handle the basketball, put up the spot up jumper, and the offensive rebound. That'll do for Williams. 10-7, 1 of 1, a 3-point lead, and a timeout taken by West Virginia Gold. We'll join them in taking a timeout. A quick 30 seconds, and we're right back on Peacock. You're watching Pro 16 basketball. Back out of the break. It was timeout by West. It was called by West Virginia Gold. They trail by 3, 10-7 to a 1 of 1 elite. And it's tough to start kind of figure out exactly how you want to play offense against this 1 of 1 team, because they're very fast defensively. They can fly around and they can be everywhere. And then offensively, they can make just about any move you can think of. And a foul going to be called. I was wondering if we'd get a foul. It was Isaiah Williams. He hit TJ Crumble on the side of the head, and you could see the head coach saying, of course you fouled him. You hit him on the side of the head. Sandcombe trying to get it in bounds. He'll just lob it up to Crumble. Crumble being guarded by Sanders. The ball stripped by Williams. Williams goes up against Sandcombe and lays it in. So West Virginia Gatorade Player of the Year under some pressure, and it's out of bounds, and another turnover for West Virginia Gold.
1 of 1, just playing very fast and aggressive defense right now. They're able to allow their athletic ability to put them anywhere on the floor. They're covering so much ground. West Virginia Gold has to be able to respond. They're trying to get passes right now, but 1 of 1 doing a great job of getting into those lanes.
LJ Rush dancing around. It leads to an open three-pointer. And now back down the other way quickly. Josh Pratt was going to lay it in, but he ends up losing it out of bounds. And it would have been a monster block regardless for Isaiah Williams. Sandcombe to inbound. Pratt, the spin move, almost a block from Sanders, but he goes high off the glass, and Fowler and Sanders couldn't get there. LJ Rush inside, lobs it into Williams. Williams finishes for 2. A good cut from him from the corner. Electing to go quickly again, West Virginia Gold. Trying to precariously move the basketball up the court. Sandcombe, his three-pointer, hits off the back iron and falls out. Jackson passing the ball over. And Isaiah Williams couldn't finish off the triple. So West Virginia Gold again looking to go quickly. They find a cutting Sandcombe. And he ends up hitting the deck. He's kind of hobbling back down. He lost his shoe. But we'll play on. LJ Rush with it. Three-pointer, buried it. Jeremiah Jackson, and 1 of 1 is off to a great start, leading 14-9.
Yeah, West Virginia Gold not being allowed to play the game that they want to play. 1 of 1 is making this a fast-paced track meet like you were talking about earlier, Bridger. And shots just aren't falling either for WV Gold. They've got to figure out a way to get something going right now. And Eli Sandcombe could be the answer. He hasn't been able to get going right now. He hasn't been able to find his shot. He's got to figure out ways to spin to the rim, get there. TJ Crumble could also be an answer. He's been held pretty silent in this first half as well, though.
Crumble got stripped, and a foul going to be called The foul's going to end up going on Heaven McCain. So McCain called for his first foul, and Crumble will head to the line. Already his second trip of the game. 17-10, West Virginia Gold finally getting over that double-digit mark. Crumble finishes the pair. Now it's tight, tenacious defense on LJ Rush. Rush throwing up the lob, it's knocked away, and it's going to be a turnover. West Virginia Gold with the basketball. TJ Crumble gets blocked. Holy cow, that's a huge block for Josiah Sanders. I mean, Sanders, I told you in the pregame just how much he can elevate vertically, and if that's not a good example of it, I don't know what is.
I mean, Bridger, we take our time. We get good notes for these players, get some good background.
And again, Josiah Sanders, there's got to be a trampoline in his shoes. I got to see those LaMelos. There is no way.
As I was saying before that highlight play, though, for Josiah Sanders, all we could put down for him was just freak athlete, because that's what describes him best. He's able to do everything on the floor, including jumping out of the gym.
Can't finish the free throw, but man, he was just inches away from probably the dunk of the weekend. West Virginia Gold trying to respond and find something. And that ball's going to go out of bounds. West Virginia Gold will take over.
Last thing I'll say about Josiah Sanders, though, is early on in this game, you're seeing why he has multiple D1 offers, including offers from Rutgers, West Virginia, and Ole Miss. Dude is an insane basketball player and athlete.
Working inside, he can't lay it in. That's Jacarius Reeves. So he goes out of bounds. Reeves tapping his chest saying, my fault, my fault. 19-11, an 8-point game. LJ Rush getting the ball across the timeline. Nicholas McLean with it. Back to Rush, and that's a spot that Rush is comfortable shooting the three from. Driving in high off the glass, it won't fall, but a rebound taken by Chad Graves. Graves can't finish it. And now on the other end, a fast break for Pratt and a foul called on Jeremiah Jackson. The contact was initiated by Pratt initially, but the problem was that Jackson wasn't giving him enough space to move. Sandcombe inbounds it to Reeves, and he's having some trouble handling the basketball. Reeves hands it to Pratt. Pratt, he gets blocked. But they're going to call a foul on McLean. So you wonder, too, if the block initially was clean for McLean, but once he got the block, he then made contact with the hand, if that's what did it.
Yeah, just an unfortunate call there. I would love to see a replay on it, too. I thought McLean got there, but I also see what you're saying, Bridger, with a little bit of contact to the hand as well. But I'm really impressed so far with how 1-of-1 is playing defense. They're just playing so loose, so fast, and it's just good basketball out of them right now. They're handling it well.
Pratt sinks both free throws. LJ Rush has the rock. Getting it across half court, and I mean, take a look at those handles. Nicholas McLean results it in the flush, but that ball is on a string for LJ Rush. Sandcombe loses the basketball again. It's yet another defensive takeaway for 1-on-1. Jackson with it, guarded by Pratt. And Pratt forces a turnover. That's the type of tenacity West Virginia Gold's going to have defensively.
Absolutely. And if you're West Virginia Gold right now, too, offensively, there have been so many struggles, even with your star players on the floor. TJ, Crumble and Eli Sancombe. Bridger, what adjustments would you make?
You know, I really think you got to just keep playing your game. You got to keep working into it, and you've got to be more tenacious defensively. You've got to get up on people. You've got to box out, and you can't lose your guy. And if you do that, you finish your assignments, you're going to be in good shape. But, I mean, right now, the tenacity on defense for 1-of-1, and they get another takeaway. And that time it was just Chad Graves and Cameron Fowler getting after it. Fowler guarded by Sancombe. Hands it to Rush. Rush, tough jumper from the free throw line. That would have been a tough shot. He would have had to have worked off of his back leg. Now Crumble trying to go quickly down the other end. Backs a few guys down. It'll be a travel. One too many steps for Crumble.
Unfortunate play there, too, as he was able to finish at the rim through some contact. Tough break for WV Gold.
Fowler inside off the backdoor cut. And it's going to be last touch by West Virginia. Just around 8 minutes left. We're halfway through half number 1. And Josiah Sanders just checked into the game. He had an opportunity to finish it, but instead TJ Crumble's going to finish off a monster jam. Going to work inside. Crumble gets the takeaway, but regardless, he was out of bounds. Sancombe guarded by Fowler. And Fowler's not going to allow him to just walk the ball up the court. He's going to give him problems the entire way there. Reeves put up the triple. Fowler the rebound into transition. He's going to take Crumble with his left hand. He gets blocked. Sanders knocks the ball around. Fowler can't get there. Sanders again is going to try it, and he's going to the free throw line.
One thing early on here is if West Virginia Gold is going to try and get back into this game, they've got to figure out a way to come down with the rebound. You cannot let 1-of-1 get any more second chance buckets here. Limit every possession. But I want to go back down to when West Virginia Gold was on offense there. You saw a signature play from Eli Sancombe, the no-look pass, a major part of his game. Watch his highlight reel on the Next Pro YouTube. Half that video is just his no-look passes to his teammates. It's a really impressive thing to watch.
So Sanders hits the second, and Sancombe, the no-look pass wizard, as Tyler Brewer explained him. Sogba hands it off to Bartlett. Bartlett from the elbow knocks it in. Well, shooters roll for him. Sanders spot up three-pointer, way off the top of the backboard. Inside, and a big rejection from Chad Graves. Graves with the rejection, and Sanders lays it in nicely. Again, a transitional offense coming from defense. That's what 1-of-1 has been doing so well thus far. Sancombe spinning, not laying it in. Sanders again anywhere and everywhere all at once, and Sogba able to clean up the mess.
Great concentration there from Sogba, getting the putback there, getting some much-needed points for his team.
Sanders takes contact, lays it in smoothly, and a little flex from him. I mean, that's a grown man move. He takes contact, comes in, no foul call, doesn't even budge, and then he's able to work through more contact to lay it in. Crumble looking to go right. Instead, he was just trying to stuff that ball up left, and again, Sogba cleaning it up. We've seen him do that now a few times where he trails and he'll come in after a rebound and he's able to get a putback. Graves, it rims out for him. Now Sandcomb's got it. Inside to Crumble. Crumble, another slam for him. Timeout taken by 1 of 1. It's 26-23. West Virginia Gold has come alive, and they've pulled this back within 3. We're going to take a break as well with them. You're listening and watching to PRO16 basketball, sponsored by Puma. We welcome you back live to Richmond, Virginia. So glad to have you. Was a timeout taken by 1 of 1. They found themselves only up by 3. Well, the timeout was much needed, and we've seen West Virginia Gold. They got off to kind of a slow start. I think they were shocked by the pace of 1 of 1. And now that they've started to get used to it, they're really getting used to it, and they're able to adjust well, and they're kind of thriving in this fast-paced environment. Rush kicks it out, 3 ball. Coming out of the gate, and that'll do it. Jeremiah Jackson from the kick out from Rush.
Like you were saying, though, Bridger, I do love the adjustments that West Virginia Gold has been able to make strategically, but also just adjusting to the level of competition that 1 of 1 is bringing to the floor today. They're able to start finding their legs a little bit in this one, but 1 of 1 coming out the gates hot after the timeout.
LJ Rush handling the pumpkin. He's got it at the top of the key, keeping that dribble alive. He's forced to pick it up. Now Sanders, guarded by Crumble. Again, keeping that dribble alive. He kind of wants the ISO on Crumble. The step back 2 will have to do. Fowler pulls down the board, and he misses it again. 0 for 2 on the trip. Crumble off the no-look pass from Sandcomb. Too strong. And it'll stay right here with West Virginia Gold. LJ Rush, the last one to touch it. So we're going to grab a towel. There's some moisture on the court. It's not super hot in this facility sitting here, but I can imagine if you're playing a basketball game, especially as fast and tiring as this one is, you're probably going to be pretty sweaty.
Absolutely, and we saw a bit of it, just the heat kind of playing a factor in the last game with the two teams, and we had to wipe the ball off a couple different times during timeouts, but just something that these players have to deal with.
Crumble driving in, he kicks it out. 3 ball rims out. LJ Rush with the board. Rush to Fowler. Fowler, he'll take the transition 3 ball, and it rims out. Hits about every part of the rim and then somehow still falls out. Sandcomb, wide open lane. He'll just take it and lay it in with the left. Probably the easiest bucket he'll get all night.
Absolutely, and I really want to see Sandcomb get going here. See him start spinning to the rim. You watch his highlight reel again, I'll mention it. Half of it is the no-look passes. The other half of it is him just spinning to the rim, being super aggressive. He knows exactly where he wants to go with the ball every single time.
Jeremiah Jackson hits off the right side of the iron. Sandcomb going to try to push the rock up the hardwood, and then he just lays it in nicely with a floater.
Beautiful shot there from Sandcomb.
Cameron Fowler with it. He kicks it back out. The shot won't fall for Williams. So Sancombe picks it up again, top of the key. Now at the free throw line. We've seen a few trips now for each team heading up and down the court. They just haven't been able to convert. The lob was thrown for Williams. That won't work, but hey, Josiah Sanders is there to clean it up.
Absolutely, and works out there for 1 of 1, but I would love to see them slow down the offense, start running a few set pieces, and just try and get something to work here.
Off the pass, it's a step back triple. And 1 of 1 pulling down the rebound again. Now it's Jeremiah Jackson with the rock. Jackson, mid-range jumper. That's good from the free throw line. Sancombe being guarded again by Fowler. And it is this tenacious, annoying defense for Fowler where he's just going to fly around and make it happen. Williams with the basketball. Rush just tells him to hold up. Wait till the rest of the offense can get down there. Jackson not wasting any time. He'll take a 3, gets his own board. Rush probably could have taken the shot. Instead, elects to just give it off to a teammate, and it works out. Jeremiah Jackson, the one-legged floater.
Great job there from 1 of 1, too. Not being content with deep threes. Try and get yourself a much better look, a high percentage look, and it works out well for him.
Crumble. Guarded by Sanders, and Crumble gets blocked. Gets the basketball back, lays it in for the N1 opportunity. So TJ Crumble not successful at first, but more muscle, and he's able to push it through Isaiah Williams, and now he's got a chance at 3.
Yeah, showing off the physicality that he brings to the floor. TJ Crumble fighting through a lot of contact, goes and pulls down his own rebound, and now has an opportunity for an and 1.
TJ Crumble, you talked about him. He's an interesting guy, 6'8", out of Ohio. He's got a lot of D1 offers, and with coaches here today for this live period, he's bound to pick up a few more, and is kind of the thought process for a lot of these scouts here is that TJ Crumble will pick up a few more offers this weekend.
Absolutely. There's just too many things about his game that you love to see for him not to become a successful D1 player and play at the D1 level.
Got to make free throws, though, and that time missed his free throw. Rush directing traffic. He pump fakes, moves it around a little bit, and Jackson will put up the 3. Fowler tries to clean it up. He misses it, and then a big block from Isaiah Bartlett. Bartlett standing at 6'10", coming off the bench. He is a huge presence to bring into the game. Jackson now out to Rush. Rush at half court. Watching the clock. Patiently waiting the spin. Kicks it back out. Jackson, his 3 ball, goes off the back iron. Pulled down by Rush. Rush, he's going to do it again. Shot clock resets to a full 30 seconds, so Rush has some time.
West Virginia Gold sitting in the 2-3 zone, letting their rim protector control the paint. Love to see it out of them.
So Rush in 1 of 1 still with the basketball. Jeremiah Jackson's got it. Nearly stripped away it is. It's a fast break now for West Virginia Gold, and laying it in is Josh Pratt. So all of that waiting for 1 of 1, and all it really results in is a turnover and 2 points for the other team. Rush gonna do it again. Less than 20 seconds left in half number 1. Rush just going to let the ball dribble around. Now he's going to go to work. Looking for somebody to kick it to as he lost the basketball, and that will do it for the first half. 35-29. 1 of 1 leading by 6 in West Virginia Gold, showing signs of life there towards the end of the half. LJ Rush not able to come up with anything as time expired, and we will be back for the second half after this. We welcome you back into the broadcast booth. I'm Bridger Cruz, joined today by Tyler Brewer. And Tyler, upon watching this first half, we've seen a lot of athleticism from 1 of 1, and we've seen a lot of it too from West Virginia Gold, specifically TJ Crumble. 3 dunks already for him, and defensively he's shown his athletic prowess. What have you been most impressed about in this first half?
Overall, I'm most impressed with 1 of 1 setting the tone. They came out and they were playing aggressive defense. They were not making anything easy for West Virginia Gold. They were getting into passing lanes and just keeping their feet on the gas pedal. So I love seeing that out of the gate for 1 of 1, but how West Virginia Gold has been able to adjust into this one has been a major factor in their comeback. They've been able to try and get their star players active and going in it despite a slow start. And they've been able to start running their offense and finding their tone on defense as well. So very important to see how these two teams made, what halftime adjustments these two teams made, and how they've decided to play it going forward.
36-31. It's a 5-point game. And the shot clock must have not started. It's kind of a finicky system sometimes if you're not used to doing it, especially. Tyler, we got some experience today running the shot clock. Have you ever ran one before?
I did not run one, and then when I was told by the coaches to run it, the officials turned to me and said, the officials told me to run it. The coach was like, no, it's 15U. We don't have a shot clock. So it was a real confusing experience for me today, Bridger.
I tell you what, I got to run it for the first time, and I understand basketball. I'm an enjoyer of basketball, but you really do have to think pretty quickly when you're running a shot clock, because you have to be making decisions as a referee at points on if something touched the rim, if it didn't. So yeah, there were a few mistakes made by me as well through that process. So we're still in some conversations about the clocks. Jeremiah Jackson, though, has been tenacious defensively throughout the whole time we were talking. He was still guarding.
That just shows you 1 of 1 is not going to quit in this game. They're going to keep their feet on the gas pedal.
Jeremiah Jackson for 3. And the putback by Cameron Fowler. So Fowler getting up, showing off the vertical for the putback. And then right in the face of Josh Pratt. Inside, Sanders just kind of got beat. Christian Sagbo was there. He went to box out. I don't know if he knew where the basketball was. Sandcombe with it, over to Crumble, and Sanders called for the foul. There was a lot of body contact. I don't know if it was much arm, but a lot of body contact that Sanders was giving out.
Yeah, definitely a good call from the officials there. And it allows all these players to catch their breath. It is a track meet early on here in the second half, very similar to what we saw out of the first half. And if that's the case, it's going to benefit 1 of 1.
It absolutely will. Crumble, he's had a lot of chances at the free throw line today. He's just got to work on finishing those. So 1 of 1 in those Cosmic Stardust, Milky Way. I don't know how you describe those jerseys, but I feel like space themed. And I personally love them. I think I need one on the wall. And Cameron Fowler with the putback, undeniable. Working his way through, carving out space, and then nobody jumping with it. West Virginia Gold a chance now. Sagba lost the basketball. It's taken away by Isaiah Williams. Josiah Sanders can't finish. Not a lot of contact. He just really had to get up quickly. TJ Crumble, same situation, but that time LJ Rush got the block.
LJ Rush may not be the tallest guy on the floor, but he's one of the highest jumpers, and he was able to get up there and get a great shot contest.
So it's chaos on the floor that ensues, and Sandcombe pulls it down from the Miss Jackson triple. Crumble driving inside off the spin move. He can't lay it in. So many close calls for Crumble, and he was struggling to get up. I think he fell on a bag or two. Fowler, he hits the 3, making the most of a 5-on-4 advantage.
And Fowler's been heating up here to start the second half. He's got 5 points early on here.
43-34, Sagba nicely pushes it in for the floater, and Isaiah Williams inbounds it to Fowler. Now LJ Rush with the basketball, kicks it into the corner. Williams, too strong, ball batted away by Rush. And West Virginia Gold a chance with it here. Pratt, his triple, you bet. Into the corner. Pratt pulverizing the defense. Rush thought about the three, he beats him first step. There's going to be a foul on Pratt. West Virginia Gold to inbound. Excuse me, 1 of 1 looking to inbound. That foul was called on Josh Pratt. Fowler with it, guarded by Sandcombe. Fowler, a good look in the lane, and it just rims out. A lot of contact, no foul, so now Sandcombe on the break. Into Crumble, and a good play from Isaiah Williams to knock that ball out.
1 of 1, just hustling all over the floor. They're not making anything easy for West Virginia Gold today. I've said it and I've said it again, but I just love the all gas, no brakes mentality that 1 of 1 is bringing to this game right now.
Jacarius Reeves to inbound for West Virginia Gold. Now Sandcombe, top of the key. Looking inside to Sagba, and Sagba lost it. You can see a little bit of frustration starting to brew with them. I mean, Sagba probably should have caught the basketball, and then you can see Eli Sandcombe starting to get a little bit frustrated because they're making the right plays. It's just not working.
Exactly, and you got to be able to execute and finish those plays. It is a very frustrating experience there, but when a team is playing as aggressive of defense as 1 of 1 is, they're going to force mistakes. You got to be able to hang in there mentally.
Ball knocked around, and it'll be a takeaway for 1 of 1. West Virginia Gold was trying to get a quick bucket out of it. Instead, they could get scored on very quickly, and a foul will be called before the two-handed slam by Nicholas McLean. And it's Christian Sagba who will pick it up, and McLean will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Sanders, his three-pointer, buries it. Straight out of the out-of-bounds play. I'm not sure how you lose Josiah Sanders, but somehow it happened. Sagba couldn't finish. Fowler pulls down the board. He's got the pumpkin, and he's moving it up the court quickly. 3-ball into the corner. Back-to-back triples for 1 of 1. 49-39. It's a 10-point advantage, and a timeout will be taken. I'm Bridger Cruz, with me Tyler Brewer, and you're watching Pro 16 basketball. Out of the break, it was back-to-back triples for 1 of 1, forcing the timeout from West Virginia Gold. And so far, 1 of 1 has continued to put defensive pressure on West Virginia Gold, and it's resulted in a lot of good offense.
Yeah, the story of the game and why 1 of 1 has such a great lead here. They've just been able to play such a high level of defense as they go into a bit of a zone here.
And Josiah Sanders almost being a volleyball player, just batting that ball down. I'm not sure what the play call was. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly the play call or idea was. And I know the idea there was to get the ball to Nicholas McLean. That didn't work. Inside, they'll go to Crumble, and Crumble lays it in, forcing Sanders to have to just stand there. He does a good job defensively to not foul, and Crumble finishes through contact. Fowler, another triple. In and out, pulled down by Sagba. Sandcombe from the elbow, and it's a fast break opportunity now for 1 of 1. Inside, a jump ball. Great defense from West Virginia Gold. Josh Pratt and then Sandcombe came in and were able to make a play.
And this game has turned into a track meet, 1 of 1, dictating the tempo of this one. And that's going to favor them as we move on here. West Virginia Gold, when they were able to slow the pace down the first half, is when they were able to do the majority of their scoring.
Inside, a good find to Crumble, and he knocks it off the glass. And you talk about Sandcombe's passing that you watched in the PRO16 highlight video for Sandcombe. It probably is his best attribute. He constantly is looking to pass the basketball and to elevate his teammates. And Josiah Sanders, he's really just a walking highlight reel. I mean, that's a great tap in off of LJ Rush. It's a good follow. West Virginia Gold, got to make sure you're boxing out. If nobody else, you've got to make sure you're boxing out Josiah Sanders.
Absolutely, Bridger, and that's twice now that West Virginia Gold has lost track of Josiah Sanders. And spoiler alert, it hasn't ended well either time.
LJ Rush with it on the left wing, kicks it to the corner. Fowler, triple, why not? West Virginia Gold needs an answer. This could be it. Hits off the back iron, pulled down by Sagba. Sagba returns it. 54-45, and the big man has been putting in work. Christian Sagba, 6'7" kid from Maryland, goes to Springdale Prep School, and he has been putting on a clinic in the post. No dice for Sanders, but Fowler onto the follow, and another offensive rebound for 1 of 1. That's something that West Virginia Gold has got to minimize.
Yeah, 1 of 1 has everything firing for him right now. They could go to anybody on the team on the floor right now, and they're going to be able to count on them to go get a bucket. Fowler has been playing great in this second half. I believe he has 9 points in just this second half. You guys can at home can fact check me on that. But he's been playing absolutely phenomenal.
Crumble knocks down the jumper. 1 of 1, a chance at it again. They'll just pull it back to half court and wait for the play to set up. McLean, the play is to get him a 3 ball. They did that well. Now Sanders just puts it back in, and again, they somehow keep losing Sanders. And he crashes the boards well, I understand, but you've got to make sure you put a body on him, or he's going to get 100 points in this second half just off of putbacks.
Yeah, Josiah Sanders may be the best athlete on the floor. You got to keep at least 1 guy on him. In my opinion, 2 might not even be enough.
Crumble goes up for the dunk. He loses the basketball. West Virginia Gold able to come away with it. Sandcombe, high arcing floater, and he lays it in.
Floater for Sandcombe has been working very well today, especially here in this second half.
1 of 1 with a 9-point lead, 58-49. Sandcombe, tough defense. Now LJ Rush with it. Rush, a few quick jabs. Now he'll drive in. A lot of contact. Josiah Sanders, nearly the putback jam. Almost out of bounds. West Virginia Gold able to save it and keep it alive. That was Jacarius Reeves with it. And now back to Sandcombe, and you're seeing a little bit of a double team. And Crumble going to be fouled by Josiah Sanders, and he's heading to the free throw line.
Good job there from Crumble too, selling the call a little bit. Contact came and he threw his arms out, made sure that the refs were able to see the foul.
I haven't seen a lot of that from Crumble today. I was really the first one, and I think that either coach would have a very different idea as to what that was. I think if you asked the West Virginia Gold coach, he'd have told you no, he was fouled, he had to make that move, but one-on-one coach probably would say, oh, he flopped, wasn't quite a foul. And Crumble continues to struggle from the free throw line as he knocks down his second. He's been able to get to the line a lot, just hasn't been able to pick up the charity. Rush in the half circle at half court now, driving in, kicks it out to the corner. 3 ball, that'll go up. Be knocked around. TJ Crumble will pull down the board. Sandcombe with it now to Crumble. Crumble lays it in nicely, repositioning himself well to get underneath the basket. That's good court awareness. He knew exactly where he was underneath the basket and what he needed to do.
Absolutely, and a great pass there from Sandcombe too, finding his player inside, just showing off the chemistry that those two have.
Rush with the basketball, still burning through that shot clock. He'll drive in, pump fake, kick it out to the corner. 3 ball, it's up, it's available. And a rebound from Jeremiah Jackson, kicks it out to Fowler. Fowler hits the 3. Offensive rebounds create extra chance opportunities, and one is thriving with the extra chances. 61-52, a 9-point lead for 101. We're already more than halfway through this second half. Jeremiah Jackson, he'll put up the 3 and he hits it. 1, such a fantastic 3-point shooting team. Sandcombe trapped, got to do something with it. They're working inside. They get it off to Sagba, now to Crumble. Crumble can't finish, it's knocked out of bounds, and it'll go back to 101. Good defense from Nick McLean. He's in there, he's taking contact. He doesn't foul, he doesn't move his arms. That's great defense.
One now controlling the pace of this game. West Virginia Gold running out of answers and running out of time to get back into this one.
LJ Rush with the basketball, the step back 3, man, that would have been a highlight, and I think he knew it too. And that's a quick snatch back crossover for him, and it's a tough move to have to defend against because he's so quick and he moves so well laterally. He plants that foot, and he's going to switch the basketball back so quick, and he's comfortable pulling up with the left hand. That is a very, very tough move to defend. Sagba tries the triple. Ball gets knocked out of Josiah Sanders' hands, and Crumble lays it in. That's been a fun little matchup between those two. They've gone back and forth for this entire game, and it hasn't been too physical. It hasn't been chippy. It's just been good, hard-nosed physical basketball.
Absolutely, and I want to go back to what you were saying about LJ Rush. I don't know if I've ever seen a player as fast with the ball in their hand as LJ Rush, as he sets up the assist there for a huge 3 in the corner.
Jeremiah Jackson taking contact when he shoots it, and Josh Pratt fouled him, but it did not matter. Buries the triple, fading out of bounds, and he's got a chance for 4. 67-54. You can really feel 1 beginning to pull away.
When your offense and your players are firing as well as 1, it's hard to not win games. Like I said earlier, anybody on the floor for 1 right now, you could count on to make a shot, and a 4-point play executed perfectly right there.
Sandcombe double teamed, tough defense for him. And they're going to call a foul. No, a timeout on West Virginia Gold. It could have been a timeout, it could have been a foul, or it could have been a turnover. Either way, a tough trap with Cameron Fowler and Jeremiah Jackson there, and it forces West Virginia Gold to take the timeout, and I really don't think they were planning on using that timeout that quickly.
Absolutely not, and in a game right now where you're trying to make a comeback, you're going to need every single timeout that you have, especially if you're able to start pulling it in close. But right now, West Virginia Gold, they got to find some answers, and if they need a deep breath, if they need to just slow things down, then go for it right now. But they're running out of time. They're running out of it quickly. Those timeouts are going to matter later on in this game.
Yeah, they absolutely will. And in a game like this, 68-54, you're down by 14. Everything counts for West Virginia Gold, down by so much with a little above 4 minutes, right around 4 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in regulation. West Virginia Gold, a long way to go. Fowler heads into the game. 4-1 of 1, and you're still seeing this tight press-like defense. Pratt will get it inbounds to Jeremiah. Then Jeremiah Jackson going to be guarding. Sandcombe on the right wing, and you still see the pressure that Sandcombe is dealing with every time he touches the basketball. Sandcombe spot up three-pointer. Not a too bad of a shot, but his teammate's able to finish off the play. Sandcombe another chance at it. Kicks it to Crumble. Crumble inside moving. Sagba gets blocked. Chad Graves with a huge block. Then Crumble. Holy cow! TJ Crumble on the head of Josiah Sanders.
You'll be seeing that play on a couple of highlight reels throughout this season. Oh my.
I mean, TJ Crumble puts his whole body into it and gets big against Josiah Sanders and just puts it on his head. LJ Rush returning with a huge triple. That's the best way to return from a dunk. Go hit the three and push that momentum back down. Sagba with the basketball. He loses it out of bounds. And he looks a little shaken up. Sandcombe going to go talk to him. And he's hobbling a little bit. Not a great sight for him. He's going to check out, and Isaiah Bartlett going to come into the game. But TJ Crumble, man, I can't quite get over that. Josiah Sanders, we've talked all night long about how athletic he is, how high he can jump. And TJ Crumble says, hey, I want a little bit of spotlight too. Goes up with the left and just punches it on Josiah Sanders.
And not only that, he does it in front of all of the college coaches here in attendance for this game. What a play for TJ Crumble.
LJ Rush with it. He just had a filthy three-pointer. He kicks it back out to Jeremiah Jackson. Jackson hits it. Back-to-back three balls. And a little coordinating celebration between coach and player. Pratt trying to hit the triple. Rush pulls it down. Up ahead pass to Jeremiah Jackson. Jackson, can he do it three times? Why not? Back to back to back.
A confident shot from Jeremiah Jackson, and why not? He had a lane for a layup, but three is better than two, and when you're shooting it as well as he is, why not?
Bartlett tries to pull down the board. It's ripped away by Josh Pratt. Pratt's got it. Jumper. Pulled down by Graves, and now a foul called on Bartlett. One of one is fired up, and you can't blame him. Three straight triples right after a highlight reel dunk, and that will do it. It's over 20-plus points, and it's after 2 minutes. So we will call this one right here, but what a game it was for both sides. But for one of one, it was dominance on the defensive end and on the offensive end. They looked good. From the start of this game to the end, they started off sprinting and they ended the game shooting the lights out of the gym. I was really, really impressed with them today.
Absolutely, they came out playing defense like it could be their last game, like it was some March Madness tournament, and it ended up giving them so much momentum and such a head start into this one, and they were able just to pull away I don't think I've seen a team on the circuit get more hot than what 1 of 1 was at the end, especially Jeremiah Jackson ending the game with 3 3-pointers. What a game for him and his teammates. Josiah Sanders jumping out of the gym. I don't care that he got dunked on by TJ Crumble. He had a fantastic game. And LJ Rush was just controlling the pace of things. And I say controlling the pace, but he was pushing the pace. I've never seen someone faster with the ball in their hands than LJ Rush. He had an absolutely fantastic game as well.
And it's so much fun, and you talk about Josiah Sanders getting dunked on. I mean, that potentially could be the dunk of the season. And I think if you ask Josiah Sanders again, he's going to dunk. He's going to jump every single time. Crumble wanted it. Sanders wanted it. We got the highlight, but then for 1 of 1 to finish it off with 3 straight triples to then win by 20+ points. It's dominance from 1 of 1, and West Virginia Gold a little bit to work on for the rest of this weekend. So for the last time tonight, that's Tyler Brewer. I'm Bridger Cruz, and I say thank you for allowing us into your homes on this beautiful Thursday evening in Richmond, where you've been watching Pro 16 basketball, sponsored by Puma.